What's up, family? Jalil here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can use 0% interest business credit cards to change your life. And the reason why I talk about this so much is because it made such a great impact in my life. And I feel like it could definitely do the same for you guys. And so when it comes to using any type of debt, right, to be able to make money in business, a lot of people have a lot of fear around debt. So to start out this video, I just want to address that real quick and just let you know when it comes to using debt, right? Yes, debt is not good or bad. Debt is a tool, right? So it's all about how you use it. If you use debt to consume and buy things that basically you can't afford, but don't put any more money in your pocket, debt will put you in a bad spot. But if you use debt to acquire assets, things that make you money, that go up in value, that's really the purpose of using debt. That's how you use debt to make money. And we use debt in that way, it's not bad. It makes you more money than it costs. And so if you can get access to more money and you know what to do with it and know how to implement that to growing your business, you can really change your life. Basically, you get to borrow this money and put it to work, right? Use it to make you money. And you don't have to go through that time period of trying to wait and save up money, because you could just access it from the bank. And and you using the credit, as long as you're using it to make money, it's no different than you having the cash, right? That's how I view it, and it's how it's been able to work out for me. So like I said, I feel like as long as you guys adopt that mindset that there's no fear around debt, that is just a tool that you can use to make more money. You no longer thinking that way. And like I said, there's endless possibilities. So with that being said, I'm going to jump into the next path of this video, where I will break down exactly the benefits of using 0% interest business credit cards. And like I said, the reason why I like to talk about 0% interest business credit cards is because mainly if you're a new business owner, this is the best and cheapest money that you can ever access. So that way you can start your business and get your venture off the ground. That's really the goal here. Because once you roll in, I mean, like I said, the possibilities are endless and more opportunities will open up for you. All right. So with that being said, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Also like the video. And if you learned something new, drop a comment below. Let us know what you learned. All right. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next part of this video. These are the different benefits that you have when it comes to you guys using 0% interest business credit cards. So the first benefit to accessing business credit cards is that you get high credit limits, right? So typically on business credit cards, whatever you have on the personal side, you usually going to get at least 3 to 5 times that amount on the business side. So when it comes to you applying for the business credit cards, you'll usually get 3 to 5 times whatever you have on the personal credit cards, on their personal credit. All right, so you're usually going to get some pretty high limits, right? As long as you have decent limits on that personal. So if you got at least 15,000 or so on the personal side, you ideally can see 25 to 100K limits on the business side. And so that's the first benefit. The second benefit is that you actually, there are no docs required for approvals. So all you need to get approved for 0% interest business credit cards is you just need great credit and an LLC. And when I say great credit, I just mean a 700 plus credit score, at least 15,000 in available credit on the personal side. You want to have little to no inquiry, so less than 2 on each credit bureau, no negative marks on your credit report, and yeah, those are really like the main ones that are the most important. But literally, as long as you have that great credit, and you also have an LLC that's set up properly, right? It's a low risk business. It looks legit, that it has everything that a legitimate business would have. You can easily get these approvals. All right. Whereas with a business loan in particular, those are not for new businesses. So when it comes to business loans, usually you're going to need financial documents. You're going to have to show tax returns, bank statements, profit and loss statements, just like different financial documents that as a new business owner, you're not usually going to have because you haven't really made much money yet. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that when it comes to your payments that you're using, when it comes to using these cards, you actually only pay 1% of the balance during the 0% interest period. And so I'm going to show you guys some visuals of like what that actually looks like. But basically, if you have a balance, just say I pull up a calculator and I can show you guys. So let's just say you have your 0% interest business credit card, and on your 0% card, let's just say that you take out, let's say you have a limit of, let's just say 50,000, and off that, out of the 50,000, you end up using 20,000 of that to be able to set up some Airbnbs, right? Because you want to get into that business. So you do 20,000, whatever your balance is, and then you multiply that by 1%. And your minimum monthly payment is only going to be 200. But the cool thing is that this full amount goes towards the balance when you make this payment. So that means that once you make that payment of 200, right? So 2,000 minus 200, your payment for the next month is going to be lower. So now it's going to be this amount. So you multiply that by 1%, right? So now that instead of 200, your payment dropped by $2, but it's going down because your actual balance is decreasing every time you make a payment. So that's really cool as well with the 0% interest business credit cards. The next one is that, like I said, payments are principal only, which lowers your payment for the next month, like I just showed you guys. So that's a great benefit. And if you take out a loan or something like that, your payment is always going to be the same. It's going to be fixed. So your payment does not decrease as your balance decreases with a loan. But with the credit cards, 0% business credit cards, it does. All right. Next is your 0% interest period is 6 to 18 months, and it could be extended up to 5 to 10 years. Right. So when you get approved for your first business credit card, it's probably going to have like I said, a high limit, and it's going to be 0% interest for 12 months. And so that 12-month period basically allows you to have all these benefits over the course of that 12-month period. And you can use this money, pay it back, pay it back, and just do that rinse and repeat over that 12-month period. But once your 0% period runs out, if you would like to, you can also extend it. And so I'm not going to get too deep into this video, but by working with my team and I, we can definitely show you how to get that done and make that happen. And the reason why I know this and I've been able to do this is because I've done it for myself. So, I've already went through this process personally, so I can show you guys how to do that as well. Next thing is that it doesn't show up on your personal credit when you use them. So this is huge. So you can have a balance on these business credit cards, and that balance will not show up on your personal credit at all. So you can use this money, like I said, for anything that's business related, and it's not going to show up on your personal credit at all, as long as you continue to make your payments and stuff on time, and you don't have any negatives on these accounts, right? So don't miss any payments or anything like that. Just make sure you pay at least the minimum, and then boom, like I said, you get that benefit. It's not going to show up on your personal credit. You're good to go. Next thing is that you can actually combine limits and get credit limit increases. So this is something that we do as well. With certain banks, you can actually, if you get 2 business credit cards at a certain bank, you can usually combine the limits. And so you can get, let's just say you get one card that has a $50,000 limit, the other one has a $20,000 limit. You can move the majority of the limit over to one card. So you can move the majority of that 50,000, probably like 49 or so, over to that other card that has a $20,000 limit. And now you combine them. So now you got one card has 69,000 on it at 0% interest, right? So that's really cool. And then once you move it, you can also request a credit limit increase and increase the size of credit line. So you could take it from maybe 69,000 to maybe like 80,000, depending upon your usage of the card and also to the growth of your business, right? The growth of your projected revenue and things like that. Next thing though is that you can also take the funds off the card in the form of cash. I'm not talking about a cash advance. So this is it's a method that we call liquidation. So basically it's a way for you to get the funds off the cards. And so if you need cash instead of a credit card, you can also do that as well. And that gives you a lot more flexibility and allows you to basically use the funds for for anything that doesn't require a credit card, right? So anything that you would need cash for, you can use these funds off these business credit cards to do that as well. All right. Next thing is that there's no limit on how much credit you can get access to, right? So there's 4,000 plus banks, and you can have an unlimited amount of LLCs. So there's no limit, right? So over 4,000 banks. Imagine that 4,000 different individual banks that each have business credit products, right? They all have business credit cards, lines of credit, business loans, things like that. And you can have as many LLCs as you want. So imagine if you got 10 LLCs, right? And not all of them have to be like actively making money, but you just have it open just in case you need to access capital, right? So you could use one of those LLCs that you have set up, and then you can go to the banks as long as your credit is good, and you can get access to more money. right? So as long as your credit is good, credit is basically like it's your lifeline in business, right? Because when it comes to staying in business, like the most important thing is having access to capital. And so if you can always access capital as long as you have good credit, you have a much higher chance of success. All right. So that's that. And also too, something else really cool with these business credit cards is you can accumulate points for money that you were going to spend anyway. So, a lot of times on these credit cards, you have high sign up bonuses. So once you spend, a few thousand within a certain amount of time, they'll give you a sign up bonus, right? So you can get 1,000 points or something like that, or 100,000 points, and then that would be equivalent to like $1,000, and you can use that money for whatever you want to use it for. And then if you're a high spender, right, you're using these cards to run ads or cover certain overhead in your business. You accumulate points for every dollar you're spending, and then you can use that money for free trips, free meals at restaurants, free whatever, right? Whatever you want to use the money on. But basically, you get money, free money, basically for using these credit cards. All right, so that's a really great benefit. So these are all the benefits, right? And so now that I just showed you guys what all the benefits are, I'm going to give you guys a visual by looking at my personal business credit cards and showing you guys what does it actually look like. All right, so let me just show you guys this really quick. You guys can see this. This is the first thing I want to show you guys. So like I said, when it comes to those credit limits, look at the credit limit. As you can see here, it's 53,000, right? So you're not going to see credit limits like this on personal credit cards, right? So that's the first thing. You got high credit limits that you can use, right? And this is real money. Like if you use this money for anything related to your business, you can use it for. All right, so that's the first thing. High credit limits. Next thing, like I said, 0% interest. So as you can see, purchase APR 0%. So there's no interest. All right. And as long as you're playing the game right, you're using these cards to make you money. When a 0% period runs out, you can either extend it or you can, you'll be good. You won't be paying any interest once that 0% period runs out. But the way that they get you is if you run it up, right? Let's say that you max this card out and then you don't have a plan, you didn't really know what you're doing as far as using the funds. Then you're gonna start paying interest on that balance. But if you know what you're doing, you got a good plan, and you think ahead, you'll be good to go, right? But now the main thing I want to show you guys is, like I said, the way that the payments work. So as you can see here, this balance that we reported was 7,900, right? Now typically on a normal credit card, this balance, on a balance like this, your minimum payment will probably be at least a few $100s. But on the 0% credit card is 1%. So you just do 7,900 times 1%, and that's what the minimum payment was for that month. $79 for me to be able to borrow 7,900. That's crazy, right? So let's think about that. If you were borrowing a larger amount, let's just say 30, 40,000, to be able to borrow 40,000, it would only cost you $400 a month to be able to use that money. So like I said, you could use that money to grow your business, make more money, and then you're only paying this small monthly payment while you have that 0% interest period. So that's the first thing. That's an amazing benefit. All right, so that's what that would look like. I want to show you guys basically how the points and stuff would work. All right, so I'll show you guys how that would work. So when it comes to the points, right? This is how it works. So as you can see on my statement in particular, basically after spending a certain amount, you will accumulate a large amount of points. So this is not an example of like a crazy amount of points, but I'm just showing you just to show you guys proof of concept, right? So previous points balance. So this is basically how many points I had before. It was 59,000. But basically for me using the card, right, I was able to accumulate this amount of points. And then this amount of points, 59,000, that's equivalent to about $590, right? So it's $590 that you can basically use for anything you want, right? To be able to make you money. You can use it to have fun, whatever you want to do with it, right? But it's basically you get money for just spending money, right? So when you use your debit card, you don't get those types of benefits. So that's the first thing. The next thing I want to show you guys is, like I said, is just prove this point, just run this point home, is that no matter how large the balance is on the card, your payment is always going to be 1%. So I was able to borrow 33,000 and my minimum payment was only 338, right? So that's a crazy benefit, and that's something that you're not gonna you'll never have a payment that's that low to be able to borrow this amount of money. All right, so that's that, and yeah, that's really that, yo. And then as far as like I said, we don't do cash advances, we don't do any of that stuff, but that's basically like how that would work. All right, so just wanted to prove that point home. So this is like one of my statements. So I'm going to show you guys this right here. So as you guys can see, annual percentage rate 0%. So when I first got this card, I got this card in October of 2023. So as you can see, it's a full 12-month period. It has a full year of 0% interest. So like I said, this is like I said, it works exactly how I said it works. Like, it's a full year. So as long as you have that 0% period going, you're going to be able to take advantage of all those benefits. And then let me show you guys one more thing. Here we go. So this is a statement that I had that has a large amount of points. So after you spend a certain amount, new card member bonus, 90,000, right? You got 90,000 points for spending a certain amount of money. And so I was able to accumulate 104,000 in points. And this is equivalent to about $1,000, right? So a little bit over $1,000 in points. And I can use those points for flights or whatever, free food, whatever I want to use it for. So yeah, so that's a good example with the points. So that's that. That's really the value and the main benefits when it comes to using 0% interest credit cards. So anybody can really get approved for this. All you just need is great credit, properly set up LLC, and then whatever banks that you're going to get these cards with, make sure that you already have existing relationship with them, right? So have business accounts, right? Open a business checking, something like that. And the longer that you've been doing business with them, and the more money basically you have coming into the accounts and all that, the better it looks, right? Because you're a customer of the bank. So as long as you are a good customer, they'll be good to you as far as like lending, right? Because banks, like I said, are used to borrow money, not to really save money, right? Banks want to lend you as much money as possible, so that's how they make their money in interest. But by leveraging 0% interest, you're never going to pay any interest out of your pocket. All right, so 0% interest, and as long as you're using the debt to make you money, like I said, the debt doesn't come out of your pocket. I mean, the interest doesn't come out of your pocket. It comes out of the pocket of whoever is paying you, right, for whatever you're using the money for. Now, lastly, I just want to show you guys really briefly what can you use these funds for. So I already talked about it a little briefly, but you can use these funds for really anything. So real estate investments, you can run ads, you can hire staff within your business, monthly overhead, mentorships, things like that. And so the cool thing with these business credit cards is that, like I said, you could use it for anything. When it comes to like taking out a business loan or anything like that, there's a specific parameters that you have to follow as far as what you can use the funds for. But with business credit cards, there's no restrictions on what you can use the funds for, as long as you use them, like I said, within your business to make you money. I wouldn't recommend using these cards to cover personal expenses and anything like that, because that's not what they're for, right? And that's how you get yourself into debt, bad debt. But if you want to use these to make you money, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. And honestly, I don't think we've ever been at a point in history where you can get access to this amount of credit, this amount of limits, to be able to, start your business, grow your business. So guys, this honestly, I think this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines, you've been trying to figure out, how to get money to start your business, you're trying to really figure it out. I would highly recommend booking a call with us, because like I said, we can walk you through that process from A to Z, and we can help you get those approvals. And if your credit is not in the best position, we can help you clean your credit, build your credit. And then even if your LLC is not set up properly, we can get that going for you as well. So for the process from A to Z, we'll walk you through and make sure that you have all the tools and resources to be able to make that happen. So I hope y'all got value from this video. I'm going to transition into the last part of this video, and yeah, I'll see y'all there. All right, what's up, family? So once again, when it comes to getting access to these funds, I need you to think about how long would it take you to actually save this amount of money. Like, to be able to save 50,000, 100,000, working at a job, it's just not going to happen. And so getting access to this capital and using it to start your business, grow your business is the most effective way for you to really change your life. All right, so I really want you guys to take that to heart and really get that. But with that being said, I hope you guys got value from this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here, hit the like button, and then also leave a comment for what you learned or what stood out to you. My name is Jalil Nash, founder of JSM Funding Solutions. And if you need capital to be able to start or grow your business, there will be a link below for you to book a call with my team. And I will see you guys in the next video.